Okay, cool, cool, cool.
Your call has been accepted. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I wasn't able to get a hold of him, but I'll have him shared later on, okay?
Okay, cool, cool, cool.
Just make sure you send it to like Jasmine and all them so they'll be able to share it. People in Louisville know we on.
Well, we on the air.
That's what's up.
All right, we got King Kendrick Lamar Wilson on the line. He's been incarcerated for a time now. He's going to give us an update, give the people update on what's been going on with him, kind of inform the people, and just to hear a fresh refresh of his voice and where his mindset is today in the growth.
First of all, I want to give thanks to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Shout out to Ronnie for the interview. Definitely appreciate it. As far as the update on my mindset, y'all heard it from the top. You know, I'm focused on the Lord Jesus Christ, who's my strength, and who's definitely helped me through these trying times of what I would call a tribulation. But I've definitely been able to, continue to keep my mind focused on what I need to focus on. And to be able to continue to, find strength as far as, reading the Word of God and, watching the things that I watch on my tablet within the whole. For those of you that don't know, I'm currently a Bullitt County inmate, but I'm being incarcerated at Louisville Metro Corrections here in Louisville, Kentucky. I've been kept in the hole now for approximately 7.5 months, going on 8 months. I've been in the hole. They won't let me out the hole. I'm not PC or check-in or anything like that. What they're claiming is that I am an insurance risk, meaning since I'm not a Louisville inmate, that I'm not allowed to go in the dorms because if something happens, then Louisville would be subject to a lawsuit since I'm not a Louisville inmate. I'm being held under what you call a comp hold for Bullitt County because I do have open cases because I had incidents transpire with the deputies out of Boulder County, where I have now 4 circuit court cases that have been pending since 2022. They will not run a trial. They will not do anything. They currently just got me being detained. I've been wanting a trial, fast and speedy, all of that. They won't give it to me. Civil rights have clearly been violated, but I do have 4 circuit court cases that are open as far as like assault on deputy that I've been accused of, and also I have another case where they're claiming that I spit on the judge, and then I have another case where they're claiming I spit on another deputy at the jail. So a total of 6 circuit court cases, 1 district court case, and also I'm being held on 996 days contempt of court, which I've been held in contempt since December the 2nd, 2022. So I'm currently over 800 days in. I think my out date will be August the 24th, 2025, when I'll be done with the contempt of court. And then if they haven't ran my trials by then I'll be eligible to bond out, which I should be given bond and credit and be let out the jail. But yeah, 996 days contempt of court. I'm over 800 days in. I've been in the hole, but basically my entirety as far as I've been locked up since October 16, 2022. I've been in a hole all of 4 months, a total of 4 months. I was out. The rest of my time, I've been in a hole the whole time. But I thank God that I've been able to, make it through. The Lord said those that endure to the end will be stronger. Struggle produce strength, and on top of that, we have to go through what we're going through to be able to comprehend and understand the story of Christ, which is a story of suffering, a story of endurance. And so with that, I'm just taking all that I'm going through, all that the systems put me through, of course, put me through for my position and the stand that I took on the Breonna Taylor situation, the Breonna Taylor case, me exposing, the officers and the people that I felt like did not do the noble thing, which I do consider myself, the decisions and the things that I've done as far as that case was a noble thing. It came from within. It was something that my heart led me to do. I knew there was going to be consequences and repercussions. Anytime you stand up to, people who are in positions of higher power, such as like within government and police officers and mayors and governors and things like that, which involved a lot of people, attorney generals. The Breonna Taylor case involved a lot of high people. And for me to alter a government plan with me exposing the lies and the things that have been told in that case, I've been, targeted and punished. But I will endure to the end. And like I said, I just want to thank my Lord and Savior for, being there with me through the whole time.
Okay, so you just spoke on the protest. So Black History Month just passed. Is there any like civil rights leaders that you that inspired you during the movement to do the noble decision that you made in the Breonna Taylor case, or is there any like Malcolm X's or Martin Luther King's or any of those type of guys, Muhammad Ali, anyone?
Well, when it comes to the Malcolm X's, the Martin Luther Kings, and the Muhammad Ali's, of course, for those of you that know, I do have a background with boxing, and I am from Louisville, Kentucky. So a lot of respect, just period, for Muhammad Ali, just based off that. And also, being a person who is a friend with Muhammad Ali's son, I've actually had the privilege to eat dinner with his wife before. I actually, was invited to go to the funeral service that they had here in Louisville, Kentucky. Muhammad Ali is always from childhood, with him being a Louisville legend. It's just something that's in me. That's in my blood. Like, I believe Muhammad Ali is in every Louisvillian's blood. So mad respect for him. I look at him as someone that's bigger than, civil rights. I look at him as just like the ultimate humanitarian. The man was the ultimate man of God, and a lot of respect for him. When it comes to Malcolm and Martin, those are very, very big shoes when it comes to those conversations because there's some controversy there. There's some things that I discovered in my studies when it comes to Malcolm X and when it comes to Martin Luther King. But of course, definitely inspired by Malcolm X. Definitely inspired by Martin Luther King, but not inspired like the masses and the majority are inspired by. There's other things that inspire me about them that may shock and surprise you, but at the end of the day, the people that, when it comes to like civil rights movements and things like that, the people that I look up to the most are people like Medgar Evers. A lot of people might not know who he is. James Baldwin. And of course, the original Martin, Martin Luther, the monk. I feel like Martin Luther, the monk, was a person that was just completely underrated as a person that was one of the leading figures that participated in the reform when it comes to the way of life and the way that we believe and as far as like the system that's currently constructed as far as Jesus Christ and God and things such like that, open up the doors and turn down some of the walls and the hurdles that stood in the way of the truth. And so yeah, those would be the people right there.
Okay, so from the sounds of things, do you read a lot of books? Cause it seems like you have a lot of knowledge, or do you do a lot of studying?
So when it comes to like, so believe it or not, I was a person that was, pretty much thought I was stupid my entirety all through school. I was in what you call LD and BD classes, had behavior issues. Um, I didn't really realize that I was that smart. I didn't think I was that smart. I was raised in a foster home. Nobody was really ever hands-on with me when it came to studying and stuff like that. So, um, I did have a social worker in my life by the name of C. Allen Chavan, who is a pretty big name here in Louisville, Kentucky. I believe her son just retired as a judge. Her husband was a judge, and then she has another son that's a lawyer here still, and then she has a daughter that retired from being an attorney, and then she got granddaughters that's out there doing big things in the attorney world too. So it's a pretty big name. But this woman, she was pretty much my castle worker. one social worker, like my mom liked to call her my white mama. That's what my real mama calls her, my white mama. But she was a person that, because she was privileged and her husband was, successful. Her husband, Stan Chavan Sr., was the president of the National Bar Association at one point. So they did a lot of traveling, going to different countries. She was always in different countries. And so what she would do is she would pick up, different artifacts, different souvenirs, magazines, and, different little reads. And I would read up on things from abroad. And so I really wasn't, I didn't really, when it comes to America, the only thing I really paid attention to was social study books. That was the only thing I was interested in. Any other subject, paid zero attention to, did no homework or anything. But my teachings came from, of course, my grandmother, who and my foster mom, Anna and Welton Lang, foster parents, and my grandmother, Kathy Wilson, who installed Jesus Christ in me. With the teachings of Jesus Christ, and then with T.L. and Chavan, taking all the trips she took around the world, and me able to, read something here and there about this country and that country. Before you know it, I had enough information to pretty much, I guess, be considered smart. You know what I mean? And so that's where it comes from.
Okay, so you self-taught. It's a lot of self-taught. See, people, you can self-teach yourself some things and become very intelligent. Just take the time out to read and self-teach. Okay, going on to the next subject. You don't know too much about the music today, so I can't ask you about the music. So let's go ahead and pass that question. What?
You can ask me about the music. We can
you
see if I can answer it. What's the question?
about the music today? Okay, so today's music, do you feel like it's very influential in the negative way, or do you?
Yeah. Well, okay. But we're gonna. This is a very big shoe right here, but we're gonna jump right into it. So when it comes to music, of course, me again being from Louisville, Kentucky, we have a rapper here by the name of ESTG. We have another artist by the name of Bryson Tillett, and of course we have Jack Harlow, and then we have a few people that is not as big as them, but that's our big three, okay? And so influential in a negative way, yeah, most definitely, but also influential in a positive way. We take somebody like an ESTG, right? Like for me, initially, I'm like, I just don't want to listen to that. I'm not listening to dude because I'm hearing, what's coming behind that and what dude is talking about, right? But I realize it's not necessarily him, and it's not necessary that his content is negative. It's all about, do I have the discernment, the discretion power to be able to listen to that and not let it override my spirits in the way that I'm thinking, and let it control and force me to do some of the things that he's talking about. Well, we have to understand when it comes to music, and I was a person that was very judgmental, especially when it came to ESTG, because it was a dude that's hands-on with my city, and a lot of people was posting blame on him for a lot of things that was taking place, murders and such in the city because of his music or whatever. But we have to understand that people vent, and people have a story, and so now that, I've taken time out, in the jail, because a lot of these inmates are in lyrics or whatever, and I sit back and I listen to some of his stuff. I realize, well, first of all, this is his story. He's venting, and this is very. But at the same time, where I'm at and where my walk with Jesus Christ, and not control me, and so I don't think it can be as far as in a negative manner, but it's all about where's your spirit at. That's the question we need to be asking. Listen to what we're about to listen to. You know what I mean? Are we going to be able to listen to it, the story, and not try to become that person? And that's not the artist's fault. That starts with the home. That starts with your spiritual walk. A lot of us are listening to things that we don't have the power, as far as the spiritual power. This call will be terminated in 1 minute. To override. You see what I'm saying? And so on that note, I no longer judge music the way I used to a few years ago. Being incarcerated made me switch up the way I look at that. It's not about the art.
Yeah, because a lot of artists is going to jail right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's what made me bring up that question, because I know you probably didn't bump into a few artists or things of that sort on the other side.
Yeah, most definitely. There's a lot of Louisville is a city that has a lot of rappers, and these guys are good. And a lot of them appear to be talking about. I'm gonna call back when it hangs up. A lot of them appears to be talking about a lot of negative things, but if you just listen to them, it's their story and their vent, and then it shows you where these people need to be tore down and rebuilt up. And that's what I do. I listen and I realize, okay, what are they going through? How can I attack the situation? How can I turn them down and rebuild them back up? And that's what it's about.
That is what it's about. And tear it down and rebuild and back up. How could you do that in the communities? And we're gonna hold that question till you call back. Just 1 second, guys. He's calling back. Phone should about to ring.
Kendrick Wilson. An inmate at a correctional facility. Three-way or call waiting is not allowed and may automatically disconnect this call. This call is also subject to being recorded or monitored, except for privileged communications between attorney and client. Please select from the following options. If you consent to this call being recorded and to accept this call, dial 1 now. To reject this call, dial 2 now. From an operator regarding call from this facility, dial 7 now. Your call has been accepted.
Okay, so we left off on you saying turn down and build back up. So I once heard you say before that you would like to work in the communities and build up the communities, and that's a part of your agenda before your situation that set you down.
Well, going back to the question with the rappers. Let me say this because I think this is all gonna flow into the question you just asked.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so when I'm saying tear down and build up, so I listen to these people and I credit a lot of people locally that know who H Block Duke is, and of course some people around the country. He's starting to buzz around the country know who H Block Duke is, but I credit H Block Duke. For my way of thinking. Because, like I said, I didn't listen to him at ESTG. Of course, me living in Louisville, I heard about what was going on, but I didn't want to listen to this stuff, mainly because I was that kid in high school that used to listen to like Lil Jon and the East Side Boys and stuff like that. And anybody who grew up with me in high school and was with me in the clubs, they'll tell you Kendrick was on the first line. Kendrick's the dude that's gonna take the first punch. That's what I was known for. I used to let the music control me. So on that note, when the music then shifted to where it's literally talking about guns and killing and all this stuff, I didn't want to listen to that stuff because I know I'm the type person that go out and mimic exactly what the music's saying do. Like I credit my success in life when it comes to business because I listen to Jay-Z. Jay-Z was my favorite rapper, so some of the things that he was talking about as far as the game, I mimicked, and then I was able to have the success and see some of the money that you're supposed to see when you listen to what he, is known for, the blueprint. And so I was able to incorporate that into my life, and before you know it, I wasn't just wearing collar shirts. I was actually a business owner, and I actually started to have some.
Listen up. Speak, brother. We came out here the other day, and the reason why we've been marching, as y'all can see, as we march, we get more and more numbers. We came out here the other day. Hey, check us out. Check us out, y'all. Check us out. We came out here the other day, and we had a crowd.
When I started to, start understanding that I'm attacking the situation the wrong way. I actually listen to these dudes and pay attention to their music so I know how to communicate with these people. And when I listen to a lot of people locally that know who H Block Duke is, and of course some people around the country, he's starting to buzz around the country know who H Block Duke is. But I credit H Block Duke, for my way of thinking, because like I said, I didn't listen to him at ESTG. Of course, me living in Louisville, I heard about what was going on, but I didn't want to listen to this stuff, mainly because I was that kid in high school that used to listen to like Lil Jon and the East Side Boys and stuff like that. And anybody who grew up with me in high school and was with me in the clubs, they'll tell you Kendrick was on the first line. Kendrick's the dude that's gonna take the first punch. That's what I was known for. I used to let the music control me. So on that note, when the music then shifted to where it's literally talking about guns and killing and all this stuff, I didn't want to listen to that stuff because I know I'm the type person that go out and mimic exactly what the music's saying do. Like I credit my success in life when it comes to business because I listen to Jay-Z. Jay-Z was my favorite rapper, so some of the things that he was talking about as far as the game, I mimicked, and then I was able to have the success and see some of the money that you're supposed to see when you listen to what he, is known for, the blueprint. And so I was able to incorporate that into my life, and before you know it, I wasn't just wearing collar shirts. I was actually a business owner, and I actually started to have some.
Listen up. Speak, brother. We came out here the other day, and the reason why we've been marching, as y'all can see, as we march, we get more and more numbers. We came out here the other day. Check us out, y'all. Check us out. We came out here the other day, and we had a crowd of.
When I started to, start understanding that I'm attacking the situation the wrong way. I actually listen to these dudes and pay attention to their music so I know how to communicate with these people. And when I listen to, H-Block on the phone and we talked for almost 2 hours because I was trying to figure out, and this goes with the community work, I had, got a hold of him and me and him would talk because I was trying to figure out how to end this thing that people are now laboring the war that was going on between, people such as, Duke and ESTG and other little wars that was going on throughout the city. You got East End, West End, and you got, the both sides. And
Listen up. Speak, brother. We came out here the other day, and the reason why we've been marching, as y'all can see, as we march, we get more and more numbers. We came out here the other day. Check us out, y'all. Check us out. We came out here the other day, and we had a powerful protest. What I want y'all to say, because the only reason why we out here is for one reason. We want, because it's not
on in the music, but we can, if you got, people who are willing to listen to him and, learn what type of person he is, then we can honestly attack this situation and I can begin to somewhat, tear down some of the negative things that's in his life and rebuild him back up. I honestly believe and got faith in myself that I can do that. And that's to say, I haven't, got to meet ESTG. I haven't talked to him, but I honestly believe, and a lot of people that I spoke to throughout the jail, about him and asked questions about him, they say, oh, no, it's impossible. But I honestly believe. And all things start with faith, you know what I mean? I honestly believe that if I can just talk to some of these people, that'd be the beginning of the change, and that'd be the beginning of, actually, rebuilding our community. But before we rebuild it, we got to tear it down. But before we can tear anything down, we have to listen. And we have to listen to first of all, the people who are being accused. We got to listen to the G's. We got to listen to the H-Block Dukes. I'm not talking about just their music. We have to listen to, them behind the scenes, what's on their heart, what's heavy on their mind. And that's what I'm willing to do. I'm definitely willing to go.
I know what they all got in common is the damn police and jail shit. That's all I know. They all got in common shit.
I mean, don't we all? Don't we all? But at the end of the day, what I'm saying, we got to start somewhere. And I'm just throwing those names out there because those are the names that the city recognize. You know what I mean? And so, to make a long story short, yeah, I do want to be hands-on with the community. But I am starting to realize that, the city of Louisville is, I ain't going to say never, but they're reluctant to give me the title. They're reluctant to make me a part of the traditional regime as far as what's going on. They're not going to, they're probably not going to ever give me a traditional seat at the table to help the community, but that doesn't stop my show. You know what I mean? I'm going to continue to operate and continue to do the things I'm doing, just like I'm doing here in every jail that I go to. I'm going to continue to help restructure inmates for the greater good. Reach one, teach one, tear down and rebuild back up.
Would you consider yourself a activist today? Our current black leader today?
I mean, I don't really like to use yeah. I don't really like to put myself in that sentence as activist because I feel like certain people have completely just outgone and used the explicit. I don't want to, but I believe there's certain people who have literally pooped on that name. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to activists, I feel like that name is so tarnished. There's so much negative stuff that comes with the word activist because we got a lot of activists out there that's not really active in anything other than making money off, people who are losing their loved ones. They're making money off black people dying. So, but no doubt when it comes to it, I don't want to.
Listen up, listen up. Speak, brother. We came out here the other day, and the reason why we've been marching, as y'all can see, as we march, we get more and more numbers. We came out here the other day.
And we can throw, any other name you want to come out there. Mega Everett, James Baldwin, we can throw Martin Luther, the monk, out there. I'm definitely in that conversation. But as far as, this generation ever giving me a credit, we'll see. Muhammad Ali didn't start to get his roses until way down the line. The same thing with Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. These people didn't, get that credit until they was dead. And then on top of that, when it comes to the story of Jesus Christ, this man came here and literally performed miracles and did all the things he did. And his story didn't start to take off until 60, 70 years down the road. You see what I'm saying? So, But yeah, I definitely, one thing is God showed me. He showed me what I've done. He showed me why I'm being persecuted, why I'm being punished. And I know 100% that, yes, my name is up there. Anybody who writes the history books correctly, and it's not political and it's not built around, just making money or being tied to this organization or being a Mason or being this and that, 100% I belong in the history books. 100%.
Okay. I agree with that one. Okay, so we're just speaking about activists, and speaking of an activist that spoke on you, Tamika Mallory, which also just dropped a book. And she just dropped the book.
That's the second one, ain't it?
Yeah, this would be the second book, and she just dropped this book on Friday, and it's called "I Live to Tell the Story." And some of it, just to give you a rundown of it, some of it is about the different people she was supposed to be a voice behalf of. So this is what the story I guess she's telling in this book.
So what's it based on, like the protests, or is it based on
Yes.
Rihanna, or based on all the people?
All the people from the protesters.
Well,
she lived to tell the story 211.
I don't know about Tamika. Like, one thing about Tamika, I will say this. I'm not a fan.
Now we have to make sure that it sticks. So that's that on that. And I'll just jump to the point about Kendrick. I see people asking about why it says Kendrick may not be on a level of commitment to change like her. Though I don't know what all has been said because I got to get off of here. But here's what I will say. When you disrespect people and then you
like she was making it as if she was standing up for Breonna Taylor, which I didn't understand. If you're standing up for Breonna Taylor, how can you have a problem with me? And so, with that being said, I don't know. I kind of
now we have to make sure that it sticks. So that's that on that. And I'll just jump to the point about Kendrick. I see people asking about why it says Kendrick may not be on a level of commitment to change like her. Though I don't know.
And I believe that, the so-called activists and the leaders and the people that was involved with this, if Tamika D. Mallory can sit down with the police and different people that she sat down with and talked to, then she should definitely sit down with a person such as myself and have the conversation. I believe that she runs from that because at the end of the day, there's not a person. Kenneth Walker, who was on the scene, who's Breonna's alleged boyfriend, who's on the scene, and who allegedly shot John Manley. Kenneth Walker cannot talk the Breonna Taylor incident with me. Nobody can sit down and talk it with me because at the end of the day, the way I've studied it and the way that I broke down, they just can't talk. Nobody can hold water with me when it comes to the case. Nobody in the world, like literally, can hold water with me when it comes to that case. And the people that could do it are dead. You had the Commonwealth attorney, Tom Wine, who would be able to, and me and him had private conversations, me and Tom Wine, but Tom Wine is now dead. And then you had Tanya Hassman, who was the chief clerk.
Now we have to make sure that it sticks. So that's that on that.
Chief Circuit Court clerk, she's now dead. And then you have my auntie, who was one of the chief clerks on her end, as far as the child support division, but she knew exactly what was going on and was familiar with Tanya Hassman's work and Tom Wine's e-filing system, which is the system that breaks down, and it's going to show us if the warrants are real or fake, or if they've been entered or not entered. They're all dead. And when it comes to Kenneth Walker, he's not going to have the conversation as far as on a real level and speak the truth, because at the end of the day, he's subject to be arrested, because at the end of the day, these people all participated in covering up the murder. It's just that simple. And I can prove it, and I think I have proven it to people like yourself who's paid attention to me. But everybody who was involved with that case, and I truly mean everybody, the officers that was on the scene, all the way up to the mayors and the governors of the city, they lied. And I understand some of these lies was told for good reasons, but then some of the lies was told for bad reasons. But I continue to stand my ground, and I speak the truth as far as, what they did.
Now we have to make sure that it sticks. So that's that on that. And I'll just jump to the point about, now we have to make sure that it sticks. So that's that on that. And I'll just jump to the
intentions was good. Now, did these people have good intentions when they lied? I don't know. I'm not going to speak on that. I don't know the answer. But at the end of the day, I know they lied.
Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead. I don't know if you heard this video yet, so I'm going to go ahead and play this video.
Now we have to make sure that it sticks. So that's that on that. And I'll just jump to the point about, now we have to make sure that it sticks. So that's that on that. And I'll just jump to the point about Kendrick. I see people asking about why it says Kendrick may not be on a level of commitment to change like her. Though I don't know what all has been said, because I got to get off of here. But here's what I will say. When you disrespect people and then you have challenges, people are not going to go to your aid. Kendrick has done nothing but be nasty, accusatory, and a liar. He's a liar. He's a fraud. And therefore, I would not do shit to help Kendrick. I wouldn't care what happens to him. I refuse to get involved with somebody who has been a liar. He has tortured Breonna Taylor's family. He's lied on her mother. He has lied on our community. And so when 2K, I appreciate you being nice when you say I'm not against Kendrick. And I'm actually not. I think you're right, because, I'm not against anybody. But as far as I'm concerned, Kendrick could kiss the black side of my ass. Period. And no, it's not Kendrick Lamar. It's an idiot named Kendrick that lives in Louisville, Kentucky, who's done absolutely nothing but be disrespectful and lie on people. And so as far as I'm concerned, Kendrick can kiss my ass, and right here, sir. And I don't give a damn what happens to him. That's what I got to say about that. So, gotta go, y'all. Peace.
I'm gonna call back, and I want you to play that from the top for me one more time, and I'm gonna respond to that. You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, I think it's his first time hearing that, guys. It's his first time hearing that. Make sure y'all sharing this and getting the message out here, because it's already explaining. It sounds like we can piece it together just from this short conversation. Let's see.
Listen up. Speak, brother. We came out here the other day, and the reason why we've been marching, as y'all can see, as we march, we get more and more numbers. We came out here the other day. Check this out, y'all. Check this out. We came out here the other day, and we had a powerful protest. What I want y'all to say, because the only reason why we out here is for one reason.
Now we have to make sure that it sticks. So that's
recorded or communications between attorney and client.
Now we have to make sure that it sticks.
Listen up. Speak, brother. We came out here the other day, and the reason why we've been marching, as y'all can see, as we march, we get more and more numbers. We came out here the other day.
Your call has been accepted.
Hello.
Hello.
Now we have
ready?
to make sure that it sticks. So that's that on
Now,
that. And I'll just jump to the point about Kendrick. I see people asking about why it says Kendrick may not be on a level of commitment to change like her, though. I don't know what all has been said because I got to get off of here. But here's what I will say. When you disrespect people and then you have challenges, people are not going to go to your aid. Kendrick has done nothing but be nasty, accusatory, and a liar. He's a liar. He's a fraud. And therefore, I would not do shit to help Kendrick. I wouldn't care what happens to him. I refuse to get involved with somebody who has been a liar. He has tortured Breonna Taylor's family. He's lied on her mother. He has lied on our community. And so when 2K, I appreciate you being nice when you say I'm not against Kendrick. And I'm actually not. I think you're right because, you know, I'm not against anybody. But as far as I'm concerned, Kendrick can kiss the black side of my ass. Period. And no, it's not Kendrick Lamar. It's an idiot named Kendrick that lives in Louisville, Kentucky, who's done absolutely nothing but be disrespectful and lie on people. And so as far as I'm concerned, Kendrick can kiss my ass, and right here, sir. And I don't give a damn what happens to him. That's what I got to say about that. So, gotta go, y'all. Peace.
And she ended the live.
Wow. I've actually heard that before, but I've never heard that before. I've heard it, but I never listened to it. You know what I mean? Like, somebody told me about it from jail, and I was like, I'll just post it on my page, you know, but I never really heard it. Hey, hold on. Can you give me a minute? Because, like, that right there was that was deep. That kind of cut me. That hurt. You hear me? That hurt me. That's a woman that's considered, let's just call it a spade. I think in our generation, you know, for the last 5 years, 6 years, dating back to the Women's March in Washington, D.C., I think we would have to consider, as far as the judgment of the people, Tamika D. Mallory to be the #1 activist in our country. I think, right? Her along with the crew, Benjamin Crump, you know, they're the #1 most active people as far as being
I
out
think
there.
he just got an award for that. So he's actually #1 right now. He just got an award for it. So yes.
Right. So with that being said, damn, she said a lot right there. But what I will say is, again, I talked to the woman face to face. How does she consider me a liar? That seemed personal. That soundbite that she just gave, it seemed personal. It really seemed personal. Like, it really seemed like she knew me or something. Like, she sounded like an ex-girlfriend or something. Like, I've never met her. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, what I did, let me make this clear. What I did, and this is before she came on the scene, before her name was ever mentioned in my city. See, I was buzzing, and the news had done stories on me, and my name was already out there. As far as the Louisville, Kentucky Breonna Taylor case, what I did is I spoke truth, and I stood up to dirty cops. And what I did is I went down to my city, who has a lot of people who lack wisdom, knowledge, and understanding all around the board. And so what I did is I went down to the protest before Tamika D. Mallory them showed their face, and I helped lead the protesters. I helped educate the protesters, and I broke down.
There's clips on her. They see the clips.
Yeah, and I helped broke down what was going on. So for her to be mad at me, I'm not understanding. And then the person who paid her, which is Sam Aguilar, he reached out to me before, you know, that he went public with them. He reached out to me and asked me to be the private investigator on the case. I don't have a college degree or any of that. I'm sorry that Sam brought me in. I worked the case, and within 35 days, he paid me $18,500, and I was able to pick apart all the lies that was being told in that case. And so for Tamika D. Mallory to be mad at me and claim that I'm a liar, it's very confusing. I would love to have a sit down with this lady one day, but I know she's not going to do it. I know she has handlers, she has people, Minister Farrakhan, I believe, was the person who was handling her at one point. I know Jay-Z is kind of, involved in what they got going on. And these are people that I looked up to. I looked up to Minister Farrakhan, Jay-Z, he's always been at the top of my list as far as people who have grown me into what I am today. I wish they could set it up. could set it up to where we can sit down. But again, I'm just a nobody. They don't want my name to get out there because at the end of the day, once my name gets out there,
I about to say you can't be a nobody. You just don't. It sounded like they didn't even want your name. Like if she was forced to mention you because there was so many people mentioning you.
Well, here's the thing. They know that the truth is going to get out there. She was forced to mention me. She definitely was because the people here in Louisville, outside of those protesters that was paid to carry out lies, the whole city knows. Kendrick Wilson is the Breonna Taylor case. Not only the whole city, the whole Commonwealth. And, presidents and stuff, they had to get briefings on this situation. From Donald Trump to Joe Biden, they all know who I am. That's the type noise that I made from right here in Louisville. And I didn't have an organization or anybody backing me. I just had my guide, which is the most important thing that you can have, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I had my heart and my integrity. So at the end of the day, this is what I'm going to say about Tamika D. Mallory. I would love what she has to say. And for the record, my name is Kendrick Lamar, and that's spelled Lamour. But for purposes of drawing in the crowd, I spell Lamar the same way as the rapper, but mine is actually spelled Lamour. But my name is Kendrick Lamar, so when she said not Kendrick Lamar, yeah, I'm actually Kendrick Lamar. But I would love what she has to say about Kendrick Lamar, the rapper, and the job that he did on exposing exposing Drake. I would love what she has to say about that because last time I checked, that man he's won several Grammys. His name is ringing bells. That's how God works. You see how they try to bury my name, but then God comes in the name of a rapper and keep my name still circulating. It's beautiful, right? So every time they hear Kendrick Lamar, they got to think about me. My haters literally think about me every time they hear this man's name because his name is my name. That's how God works. But I'll say this. I would love to hear what this number one activist has to say about Kendrick Lamar, the rapper. Because Kendrick Lamar, the rapper, he did an excellent job at what we call exposing Drake. Certain things that we already know. First of all, I don't even think he really exposed Drake because everything he said, we already pretty much knew, right? So at the end of the day, he gets rewarded halftime at the Super Bowl. He's done won like 5 Grammys. He's making millions off what he did with Drake, right? So what I would say is, what was the bigger, who did the better job at exposing? Me? Exposing the cops as far as what they did in the Breonna Taylor case and the system and all the lies? Or did Kendrick Lamar do a better job at exposing Drake? Who's the bigger enemy when it comes to not only the black culture, but the world? Who's the bigger enemy? Dirty cops or rappers, light-skinned rappers such as Drake? Which one's more detrimental to our community? Last time I checked, I stood up to some dirty cops. Keyword dirty cops. I stood up to some people in government that chose to lie to the people in that. You got to realize, once the Breonna Taylor situation went down, our city set a record as far as murder and deaths. It was an all-time high, and it's been going on for about 4 to 5 years in a row now, right? So last time I checked, I stood up to that. So I'm trying to figure out how can a woman that don't even know me, she's never sat down with me, how could she even judge me? Let me guess. It's because I made so much noise that she was forced to watch my Facebook. That was an instrument being used, a tactical instrument being used to create the stage, to take over the stage that was filled with so many lies, the Breonna Taylor case. There was the stage that was being dominated by her and other people that was filling it with lies. And I took it over through my Facebook and forced them to watch me, forced them to pay attention to me, forced them to learn my name. From my kitchen of my home that I owned way before the Breonna Taylor case, a home that I bought with my money, a home that I kept my bills paid. Let me tell you something about Tamika D. Mallory. Before she came to Louisville, she was struggling to pay her bills. She was struggling to make her car note, but then when she leaves Louisville and the Breonna Taylor case is still going on, but after they didn't lie to the people and she's executed the agenda, which is calming down the protesters, she's worth a few million. She's writing a book and she's mad at me because I don't rock like that. There's a book that'll come out eventually from me, but it'll be once the story's over. How disrespectful is it for this woman She's now got 2 books, and the case still, and the story isn't even over. The case, Brett Hankison hadn't even been sentenced yet.
He ain't even been to jail one day. I was great. Get on that. That's the next question. He ain't been to jail one day. He's trying to appeal.
Kendrick Wilson have done more time than everybody who was
Involved
involved
with that case. True.
Combined together, and I haven't even been convicted of a felony. I haven't been convicted. That's what people.
Hold on, play that back. Make that clear. Make that clear.
I've done more time than everybody, all the officers, all the alleged drug dealers, and everybody who was involved in the case. I've done more time than all of them put together, and I don't even have a felony on my record. So I'm just trying to figure out why this woman speaks on me with so much hate when I really put in the work. I really put in the work. I'm sorry that Breonna's mama didn't pull me aside and say, "Hey, Kendrick, look, we're gonna lie about what's really going on, and we don't need you to be a part of it." I would have been like, "Okay, cool, y'all gonna lie? Let me remove myself as far as being the private investigator, and y'all go tell whatever lie y'all want to, but ain't no blood and none of that gonna be on my hands." But when you use me and you take my work and you twist it, and then you sell my work for $12 million and you bury it, and then you got me out there high and dry, I have to communicate the truth, and that's what I did. That's what I did. That's what I did. And they're mad at me because at the end of the day, you see where they all at. They all hiding right now. They can't speak Breonna Taylor case because they've been silenced by the government. They can't even really say nothing because they know everything that come out their mouth is a lie. And my thing is, with Tamika D. Mallory, like, I actually have sympathy for her because I honestly don't think she realized that she's been lied to about a lot of the situation. But if she ever took the time out to sit down with me and look at my evidence and see what's really going on and see that I was fighting those officers and I had pretty much exposed those officers in the federal court way before they killed Breonna Taylor, then she'll know that I'm the truth. I wasn't doing this for clout. I was doing this because I was called. I was doing this because I was chosen. Like, literally chosen and literally called, not only by God, but Sam Aguilar literally called me and asked me to help them because he seen that I had my own case and I had already got them indicted in the federal court rooms on my own case. So I'm not understanding the woman at all, but at the end of the day, it sounds personal, and that's what's throwing me off because I don't know this woman. But that little sound bite, that was personal. And I guess she can only be.
It can only be personal because of it. Got to be the truth for what you just told us. If I was trying to choose between if I was homeless or how I'm gonna get my car fixed or whatever you said, it hit deep because that's the truth, and the truth hurts.
Well, it's personal. I can tell you why it's really personal. Because I messed up a lot of money. Yeah, they made a lot of money, but they would have made a lot more. When I did what I did, that messed up a lot of people's money. Let me tell you something about Black history, and I'm so glad that the month of February is over. And let me tell you something about Black history.
This call will be terminated in 2 minutes.
It costs a lot of money. Like it costs you a lot. Like they make a lot of money off celebrating Black history, okay? They make a lot of money celebrating it. But when you're a person that actually makes Black history, you're a person that actually, the person who's creating the Black history, doing the work, it costs you a lot of money. Like, I've lost over $1 million on paper of my own money. Like, I was a business owner. I worked at Ford Motor Company. I've been caught up in this situation for years now. I've lost over $1 million legally on paper, okay? And this is a person who's I am the epitome. I'm real deal. Like, I real deal, like, made history. They'll probably not have nobody give me credit for it, but real deal made history, right? While these people are creating history.
This call will be terminated in 1 minute.
They have the nerve to celebrate. They have the nerve to put a book out, and it's all lies. And that's the issue that I have with some of the people that came before them, because when you get into it and you study, you see a lot of the stuff with a lot of these so-called people are lies. These people are not who we think they are. Yes, there's certain things that certain people should be credited for, but a lot of the things this country, and they didn't make the narrative of Black history fit their agenda as far as, and that's, a lot of people are led astray, and it's sad, but at the end of the day, I hope that she gives me an interview one day. I hope she gives me an interview one day and we talk before the people. I find it very, very sad. I'm going to call right back. Let me call right back, okay?
I'm right here.
Right back. Right here.
Dang, I'm uploading videos. Oh man, what happened to my video? Damn. Try to upload some
Now we have to
videos
make
for
sure
you
that it
guys.
sticks. So that's that on that. And I'll just jump to the point about Kendrick. I see people asking about why it says Kendrick may not be on a level of commitment to change like her. Though I don't know what all has been said because I got to get off of here. But here's what I will say. When you disrespect people and then you have challenges, people are not going to go to your aid. Kendrick has done nothing but be nasty, accusatory, and a liar. He's a liar. He's a fraud. And therefore, I would not do shit to help Kendrick. I wouldn't care what happens to him. I refuse to get involved with somebody who has been a liar. He has tortured Breonna Taylor's family. He's lied on her mother. He has lied on our community. And so when 2K, I appreciate you being nice when you say I'm not against Kendrick. And I'm actually not. I think you're right because, you know, I'm not against anybody. But as far as I'm concerned, Kendrick could kiss the black side of my ass. Period. And no, it's not Kendrick Lamar. It's an idiot named Kendrick that lives in Louisville, Kentucky, who's done absolutely nothing but be disrespectful and lie on people. And so as far as I'm concerned, Kendrick can kiss my ass and right here, sir. And I don't give a damn what happens to him. That's what I got to say about that. So, gotta go, y'all. Peace.
Yeah, well, I want to. This is what about her claiming that I'm a liar. I want you to realize who I was targeting, okay? Because my target was Brett Hankison, of course, and the officers that was on the scene of Breonna Taylor case. And what I was pointing out to the people is they lied, right? That was my focus, right?
Right.
So then I was framed and they had locked me up in August the 20th, 2021. Y'all all seen the standoff at my house. They came to kill me, but they locked me up.
This call has been disconnected due to a probable.
Oh no. So who was on three-way? Is that what y'all doing? Anyways, it don't stop there. We still got more. Make sure y'all send in that money to his cash app. And I need to put his cash app up, but I don't need it, guys.
At the correctional facility. Three-way or call waiting is not allowed, and they automatically disconnect this call. This call is also subject to being recorded, except for privileged communications between attorney. Please select from the following options. Consent to this call being recorded, and to accept this call, dial 2 now. For help from a courier regarding calls from this facility, dial 7 now. Your call has been accepted.
Hello.
They hung us up, but we back.
When there's too much truth going on, they finish this. So I was locked up August 20th, 2021. They had friends. They clearly came to kill. You know, you see the amount of law enforcement that was outside my house, and I had streamed the situation on social media. Very intense. 6 situations that took place in Bullitt County, Kentucky, just on the outskirts of Louisville, Kentucky, where Breonna Taylor was killed. So I was then locked up. I was locked up for 5 months. They had stuck 5 cases on me. In all those cases, I represented myself. They had $100,000 bond on me, just one case, and then they had a couple other cases with small bonds. I think my total bond was a little bit over $150,000. Within 6 from the hole, I was able to get that $100,000 bond to a ROR, and then they stuck other bonds on me and trapped me in jail between Louisville, Bullitt County, and Indiana. Indiana realized that what Kentucky was doing was corrupt. Indiana then dropped their situation because they realized I had been lied on. They said I was a convicted felon found with a handgun. I'm not a convicted felon, and I've never been found with a handgun. So they lied to get me in jail and made up all this crap. Within 5 months, by February the 4th, 2022, I was then released from the jail. So what ended up happening is once I got out February 2022 no more, I waited and waited and waited to see what Tamika and everybody was going to do. Nobody did nothing. Within a couple months, I didn't end up walking into the federal headquarters of Blanken Baker Lane here in Louisville, Kentucky. I went live. My followers and viewers and people in Louisville, Kentucky seen what I was about to do, and I told the city I'm about to get it. Within a week and a few days of me leaving the headquarters, those cops were federally indicted. Tamika D. Mallory and all these people were mad at me. But what I want y'all to realize something, I think it took, I don't know if you remember the date, but this was, I think it was August the 27th, 2022, once I had got out of John Manley. Now, mind you, I'm exposing the officers. I'm calling all of them liars and saying what they did on the scene, whoop the whoop, and I'm proving, that they're lying. I want y'all to realize something, and this is where the black history comes into place, and this is where Tamika Mallory, she can't hold water with me. Officer John Manley, the officer that was shot, allegedly shot by Kenneth Walker during the Breonna Taylor incident, he reaches out to me. A year later, I finally respond. He's like, he wants to interview. He wants to, interview. We talk. You remember that interview I had with John Manley?
Yes, we seen that. Yep.
Now, mind you, I had been calling the cops out. This is 2022. I had been exposing them since 2020, right? It's 2022, August 27, 2022. I interviewed with him on one of my IGs, right? And I hope you post that interview later. The interview I had with John Manley. Dude's the interview that Gayle King had with Kenneth Walker, and it outdoes the interview that Michael Strahan had with John Manley. You got to mind you, I'm on IG. Me and John's interview is completely unedited. Okay, this is a live interview, and I believe it lasted for over an hour. What I want to ask you, Ronnie, who watched that interview, did that man ever call me a liar?
No, he never called you a liar. He just said he didn't want to talk about certain shit because it was too sensitive. But he never called you once a liar.
Not only did he not call me a liar, that the officers lied. He said, yeah, I don't know what. He admitted that the officers lied. I didn't go directly for him because I was trying to have respect because I knew the federal situation. But he, not only did he admit that what I was saying was true, then he sent me a book. You know what his book said? He sent me a book. He signed the book and he said, Kendrick, keep being, but it basically said, Kendrick, keep being the man you are and keep telling the truth. That's basically what it said. And he signed it, sincerely, John Manley. All I'm saying is, if the officers on the case that I was called Tamika now, they just got exposed because they was fraudulent. But they wasn't my target. My target was Brett Hankison. If I'm exposing these people, you never hear Brett or anybody come out and call me a liar. You know why? Because they know that I was telling the truth. So how can Tamika D. Mallory, a woman who literally no, I'm of the belief, and I hope that I'm right, because this is the only thing for her. She knows nothing about nothing when it comes to that case. She was just a pawn, a puppet used to go out there, and they literally handed her agenda, told her what to do, and she literally was a shepherd to the sheep, and her was to control the sheep here in Louisville, was protesting and making people uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So she was paid to get the sheep to stop protesting and stop making the white people uncomfortable and to calm the protesters down. And she executed her job. Cheers to her. But what throws me off is the fact that she's trying to come off as an activist in the person who was really an advocate for the Breonna Taylor case. A person that told no truth or anything when it came to that case. She had the audacity to sit up there and point the finger at Daniel Cameron, out of all people. She pointed the finger at Daniel Cameron, the cops that was on the scene. And then what's crazy is she never exposed. She's supposed to be the Women's March in Washington, D.C., a woman activist and all of that stuff, right? She never one time while she was in our city exposed Brett Hankison, the stuff that all these women came out and alleged that he did, and there was supposed to be a lot of proof. She never backed the Emily Terry's. She never backed the Margot Borders. She never backed all of these women that Brett Hankison had allegedly sexually assaulted. And I had once got with me and said, hey, until we can get him on the Breonna Taylor case, let's stick it to him on this stuff. You know, when it comes to all of those cases, Go look at what happened to those cases. They all got swept under the rug. She never stood with the African family that was above Breonna Taylor's apartment. Do you not know bullets went into their apartment? So why is it that Benjamin Crump and Tamika D. Mallory is listed as black activists, and they're going to go down in history books, right? But you had Chelsea Napper and her family, who was white. They entered and had a white attorney and people that were supporting them to get them, you know, the justice and stuff they deserve for the bullets flattening out that was right above Breonna's apartment with babies in the apartment, and bullets, multiple bullets went in that apartment, and guess what? Nobody says nothing about that today. Completely swept under the rug. And these are the things that Tamika D. Mallory now literally got brought in town to silence people like myself. They took influencers and other influencers throughout the city, and they used them to know who was down there. I was clearly one of them, and I was the one who was literally making the most noise and had the most information on what was really going on. And the people was rallying behind me, and they didn't like.
And that is the truth, because I'm not going to say the truth, but I can't say I was on the ground when we was out there. We was moving, and no justice, no peace. Soon as they came, it was boots on the ground, and the whole movement got changed, and it became not to be safe out there. It went from a peaceful protest to where it was not even safe for protesters to be outside. So it was an agenda in place. I can't agree from my very own experience backing you on that.
And what's sad is she has the nerve to say that I'm a liar, but have that they call, you know, Summer Dickerson, but her real name was Amber. You have a woman that's testifying under the name Summer Dickerson, but her name is Amber Duncan. Nobody called that out. I called that out. And then I can lie about the muzzle flash, and then once I start, you know, putting the pressure and the proof out there, then her and Hankison now done switched up their story about the muzzle flash. I don't know if y'all paying attention to what's going on in the federal courts. And then here's the sad thing. If you look at what just transpired in the last 4 months on the Breonna Taylor case, you got Jennings. She is now about in April, based off of they're saying that shooting took all of 10 seconds. The entirety of the entire shooting took 10 seconds. That's a lie. And it's very important that the judge know that the shooting was longer than 10 seconds, that these officers actually had time to reload and go to their car and get more guns. And because if you saying that Hankison and these officers did what they did just based off merely 10 seconds, you're thinking that this out at them and blah blah blah. All of that is lies, man. And they're letting right now what's in the federal courts, nobody's challenging it. Which the main person that should have challenged it was Summer, aka Amber Dickerson. She should have been the person to speak up and say the shooting was longer than 10 seconds. Because you got to remember, she called the police. Remember, I played her 911 call, and it was 4 gunshots rang out. That's longer than 10 seconds right there. First heard the gunshots. She's covering for her daughter, then she unlocks her phone, and then whatever, she calls 911. That's more than 10 seconds right there, right? Then she actually gets on the phone talking to 911, and then more shots rang out. That's longer than 10 seconds right there. So for the judge to say a federal judge to say that lets us know that the lies have now entered the federal courts. And it's sick. And I've been sitting back watching it. There's a lot of things that I can call out. But it's sad that people like Tamika D. Mallory supposed to know the truth or claiming that they know the truth and I'm a liar, but they're not saying nothing on top of that. Has been destroyed. The only president.
WLKY has been investigating allegations of unlawful arrest made against that same officer. We spoke to a Louisville man, Kendrick Wilson. That same officer. We spoke to a Louisville man, Kendrick Wilson, who filed a lawsuit against Brett Hankison and the LMPD last October. calling Hankison a dirty cop with a vendetta. Drew Gardner has the story.
And he needs to be exposed because he tried to take away my freedom.
Kendrick Wilson has had several run-ins with LMPD and Officer Brett Hankison and says it's no coincidence. He says his first encounter with Hankison was in March 20.
Now we have to make sure that it sticks. So that's that on that. And I'll just jump to the point about Kendrick. I see people asking about why.
WLKY has been investigating allegations of unlawful arrest made against that same officer.
This is what's in the federal courts, and they're letting this stand. When I can prove that all of that is a lie. I can prove the whole story
while leaving a bar in St. Matthews.
When I opened the door to get the girl in the cab because the Uber was ready to pull off, he came and pushed the
same officer. We spoke to a Louisville man, Kendrick Wilson, who filed a lawsuit against Brett Hankison and the LMPD last October, calling Hankison a dirty cop with a vendetta. Drew Gardner has the story.
And he needs to be exposed because he tried to take away my freedom.
Kendrick Wilson has had several run-ins with LMPD and Officer Brett Hankison and says it's no coincidence. He says his first encounter with Hankison was in March 2016 while leaving a bar in St. Matthews.
When I opened the door to get the girl in the cab because the Uber was ready to pull off, he came and pushed the door, slammed the door shut. And I'm like, who is this guy? And basically started pulling the girl.
Wilson says he was unknowingly with Hankison's ex-girlfriend, and that's when his trouble began. Over the next 3 years, Wilson, who owned a barbershop on Bardstown Road, was arrested.
Came and pushed the door, slammed the door shut. And I'm like, who is this? Came and pushed the door, slammed the door shut. And I'm like, who is this guy? And basically started pulling the girl.
Wilson says he was unknowingly with Hankison's ex-girlfriend, and that's when his trouble began. Over the next 3 years, Wilson, who owned a barbershop on Bardstown Road, was arrested by Hankison 3 times. In March of 2016, Wilson was charged with assault in connection with a bar fight. That charge was later dismissed. In June of 2018, he was arrested on charges of trafficking, tampering with physical evidence, and resisting arrest. His attorney tells us this case is still pending, but provided this body cam video showing that drug appear several feet away from where Wilson was standing on the sidewalk in handcuffs. Attorney Rob Eggert says there is no evidence Wilson either possessed the drugs or threw them. Bystanders can be heard in the video saying they watched someone drop the bag on the ground. Months later, in October of 2018, Hankison arrested Wilson again in St. Matthews for criminal trespass and trafficking cocaine. According to the lawsuit and court records, those charges were dropped less than 2 months later after lab tests for drugs came back negative. In October of 2019, Wilson details another incident.
Not only have I been falsely arrested, my business has been taken away from me. My house has been raided. I was slandered in my neighborhood. I just bought my house a year ago. You know how many cops pulled up at my house? They took me out in front of my business, in front of all my customers, had me in handcuffs.
According to Wilson, police said they were searching his home, car, and barbershop for drugs. A barbershop Wilson owned for 3 years, where even the mayor had visited.
WLKY has been investigating allegations of unlawful arrest made against that same officer. We spoke to a Louisville man, Kendrick Wilson, who filed a lawsuit against Brett Hankison and the LMPD last October, calling Hankison a dirty cop with a vendetta. Drew Gardner has the story.
And he needs to be exposed because he tried to take away my freedom.
Kendrick Wilson has had several run-ins with LMPD and Officer Brett Hankison and says it's no coincidence. He says his first encounter with Hankison was in March 2016 while leaving a bar in St. Matthews.
When I opened the door to get the girl in the cab because the Uber was ready to pull off, he came and pushed the door, slammed the door shut. And I'm like, who is this guy? And basically started pulling the girl.
Wilson says he was unknowingly with Hankison's ex-girlfriend, and that's when his trouble began. Over the next 3 years, Wilson, who owned a barbershop on Bardstown Road, was arrested by Hankison 3 times. In March of 2016, Wilson was charged with assault in connection with a bar fight. That charge was later dismissed. In June of 2018, he was arrested on charges of trafficking, tampering with physical evidence, and resisting arrest. His attorney tells us this case is still pending, but provided this body cam.
Yeah, that.
So basically, you said what happened with my federal lawsuit. So let me give you a quick rundown because y'all know I'm long-winded. What happened is, when Judge Annette Corn, they had, COVID and stuff was going on.
Showing that drugs appear several feet away from where Wilson was standing on the sidewalk in handcuffs. Attorney Rob Eggert says there is no evidence Wilson either possessed the drugs or threw them. Bystanders can be heard in the video saying they watched someone drop the bag on the ground. Months later, in October of 2018, Hankison arrested Wilson again in St. Matthews for criminal trespass and trafficking cocaine. According to the lawsuit and court records, those charges were dropped less than 2 months later after lab tests for drugs came back negative. In October of 2019, Wilson details another incident.
Not only have I been falsely arrested, my business has been taken away from me. My house has been raided. I was slandered in my neighborhood. I just bought my house a year ago. You know how many cops pulled up at my house? They took me out in front of my business, in front of all my customers, had me in handcuffs.
According to Wilson, police said they were searching his home, car, and barbershop for drugs. A barbershop Wilson owned for 3 years, where even the mayor had visited.
They came and got me at Ford. They had cops all in Ford's parking lot. The whole Ford Motor Company was talking about this. They had cops all in their parking lot. They got me. Then you know what they did? They took me to my barbershop, made me unlock my door, which I don't think they had permission to do that. They made me do that, made me unlock my door, took me in my barbershop. Cops pulled up front and back, K9 dogs, all in my shop. You know what they found? Nothing.
Wilson tells us his experiences with police inspired him to join protesters in downtown Louisville.
If you look at me down at the protests, I'm cussing.
Now we have to make sure that it fits. So that's that on that. And I'll just...
WLKY has been investigating allegations of unlawful arrest made against that.
Unlocked my door, took me in my barbershop. Cops pulled up front and back, K9 dogs, all in my shop. You know what they found? Nothing.
Wilson tells us his...
The paper of representing me.
WLKY has been investigating allegations of unlawful arrest made.
He now has a message for police officers who know and work with Officer Brett Hankison.
You people who are with the badge on, y'all are a part of what Brett's doing. And if y'all don't want to be associated with that, and y'all don't want to be labeled 9 dogs.
The $5 million that we settled for, because I've been stuck in jail, and that's been their trick because they know it's all a lie. Everything in court is on record. If I stipulated the probable cause in my circuit court cases, then it'll be on video. They're going to come up with some. The cameras went down, or the cameras was broke, or something. They're going to have to say something because the court is on video. There's not going to be a probable cause because I didn't stipulate. So basically, my lawsuit, my federal lawsuit, got thrown out because Brett Hankison related in the circuit courts, which I did. And Nick Newman is the attorney that's responsible as far as with the paperwork.
And okay.
WLKY has been investigating allegations of unlawful arrest made against that same officer. We spoke to a Louisville man, Kendrick Wilson, who filed a lawsuit against Brett Hankison and the LMPD last October, calling Hankison a dirty cop with a vendetta.
Because I just wouldn't go away with the death threats and everything that came my way. I just wouldn't go away. I wouldn't go away. I didn't let the death threats scare me. You got to think, I'm a black man living on the outskirts of Louisville and Bullitt County when there's less than 2% black people out there, less than 1% black people out in Bullitt County, where the Klan is very heavy, and I fought from there. You know what I mean? With no team, with no NFAC surrounding my house protecting me. I didn't have a bunch of civil rights people, supporting me or anything. I did this. You know what I mean? So I'm not understanding how Tamika and all these people can feel the way they feel when I really went through the fire. I really went through the fire. Like this judge I'm dealing with out of Bullitt County right now, Judge Christopher Cohan, who's taken over for Judge Burrs. Like these people are a real deal Klan. Like I don't care what nobody say. These people are Klan. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see this. Like I'm in the hand. I've been captured by the Ku Klux Klan, literally. And that's how sick the situation is with the Breonna Taylor situation. These people couldn't do nothing with me. Tamika D. Mallory, them, and Until Freedom, and Benjamin Crump, they was getting exposed so much. Grandmaster Jay, all of them. I was exposing all of these people so much that they was frauds that they had to put the Ku Klux Klan on me. They literally put the Klan on me, and the Klan has literally captured me. And I've been tortured and everything in jail. She spoke on... but here's the thing, I don't need her to do nothing for me. I believe in got me, but I literally been tortured. They literally tried to kill me. I've done every can to take my life, but I'm still hurt. And if you ever watch the Marley movie, there was a very powerful point. One of the rosters was speaking to Bob Marley, and Bob Marley asked, why did they shoot him? And he said, you asking the wrong question. The question shouldn't be, why did they shoot you? The question should be, why are you still hurt? And that's my mindset. I know that I'm hurt. I've been called for a bigger purpose. I know this story is unfinished. I wouldn't dare write a book right now. But at the end of the day, I'm going to continue to fulfill my purpose and stand up. And this is bigger than the people. This is bigger than the culture. This is a movement that's led by God, and that He's using me as a man right here in the flesh to be a part of His purpose, His movement, and I'm gonna continue to do it. And I thank God for Kendrick Lamar, the rapper. I thank God for the Super Bowl. I thank God for the whole Drake Kendrick Lamar beef, because it empowers me just to hear my name, just to see what God's doing with my name. If you can take a Kendrick and he can slay the GOAT when it comes to rap, and we all know Drake is this generation's GOAT, and what Kendrick Lamar did to him was just utterly disgusting. It lets me know, and it empowers me. Hey, keep going. That's what you are. Your name is associated with being a slayer of the GOATs. And at the end of the day, these dirty cops, keyword, dirty cops, in this city, they're the GOAT at tearing down communities all over the country. Dirty cops are. And I'm up for being, the GOAT that slays them. And I don't care what nobody say. Anybody who's paid attention to my work, I completely, single-handedly have destroyed Brett Hankison's situation and what him and his crew was doing in the city. Are they still doing what they're doing? Are they still benefiting from it? Yes, but nowhere near in the capacity that they was originally doing it. I've got a lot of people free. There's a lot of chicks that's no longer being trafficked, being sold in the sex trafficking world. There's a lot of people who was put away in prison that are free now because they filed their appeal when I made my move and I was airing out those cops. And there's a lot of officers who's no longer working and employed here in Jefferson County. They have to go to other counties, such as Bullitt counties and all the outskirt counties. So I know I've had a great impact, and I thank God for using me, and I'm going to continue to let the Lord use me.
And that's right.
But if you will, please play the John Manley interview, because that's very key.
Okay.
It's very key. It's crazy that I've spoke with John Manley. I spoke with Janiyah Palmer, which is Breonna's sister. I spoke with Kenneth Walker. I spoke with Breonna's mama. I spoke with Sam Aguirre. I spoke with Benjamin Crump. I spoke with Grandmaster Jay. I got recordings and private conversations with all these people, public conversations with these people. How am I the liar? When you listen to these conversations, you'll see who the liars are. You'll see who runs from public conversations. I don't. I do everything that I do in the spotlight because I want the people to be able to catch me in a lie. If I'm lying, call me out. Catch me in a lie. They're the ones who run from it.
All right. So do you think that you could be being held for your safety?
I've had deputies and I've had, certain people tell me that really hold me because, Hankison and them are out to kill me. That's what's been communicated to me. And that was by Bullitt County deputies and Louisville deputies. So if that's the case, that's the case. Psalms 27 was the first verse I ever read in the Bible and my favorite verse to this day. And it does speak on something similar to that. It says, the Lord, my enemies and rise up against me, I'll be held in the secret place of his tabernacle. So maybe that's what's going on. But if it was my will, I would face it. I would be out there. I don't believe in running. But this is bigger than Kendrick. This is bigger than Kendrick Lamar from Louisville. This is bigger than Kendrick Lamar Wilson from Louisville. This is God's movement, and I'm just a person that's being used. But so not my will, but His will be done. But I do pray that I am released from this jail soon.
And we all say amen to that. That's a spiritual agreement right there.
But pay attention to what's going on in Judge Rebecca Grady Jennings' courtroom here in Louisville, Kentucky, in the federal courts. They got some tricks up their sleeve, y'all. And like I said, the truth is not being communicated. But I'm gonna fall back and I'm gonna let God do what He do. And like I said, if God willing, and if God permits it and ordains the situation, my book will eventually come out one day. Maybe it's 10 years, 20 years, 30 years down the road, it'll come out. And the truth will come out. That's one thing about the truth, man. Lies can stand for 2,000 years, but eventually they gotta fall. And I don't care if it's, it's not even about me because I know the truth. I know one day when it comes to that situation, the truth will come out. Just like we have a president, Donald Trump, who's now threatening to expose the situation with, John F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King and all these situations where we've been told this, but he's saying, he's about to expose the truth. So it goes to show that, what's done in the dark eventually will come to the light. And one thing about the Breonna Taylor situation, it was literally done in the dark. You know what I mean? And it's going to come to the light. It's definitely going to come to the light.
Literally. Do you have anything you want to update the people on, your court dates or anything that you want to speak on that we didn't touch on?
I don't have a court date. Last time the public defender that they used to communicate with me, I don't want him to represent me. I don't let him represent me, but he continues to come to court. Sits beside me is a guy by the name of Duncan Varder. Last time he came to me, he told me that, they're trying to kill me. And that's crazy because he's like the second public defender to tell me that. But he won't get me a court date. I keep asking him to file for a motion to dismiss. The sick thing is we got a number of black attorneys here in Louisville, but none of them will step up and represent me pro bono. It's disgusting. That's why I say this is bigger than culture. I no longer look at the movement as a black and white thing anymore. I look at it as a good and evil. There's been so many people that got the same color skin as me that participated in what I would call not a downfall, but this setback in my life. A lot of black people, a lot of people who got the same color skin as me, participated and was paid and are rooting and continue to root for my incarceration. And then you got some people that are praying that, eventually I die or be killed. And it's sad, but at the end of the day, I realize this is bigger than color.
Has been investigating allegations of unlawful arrest made against that same officer. We spoke to a Louisville man, Kendrick Wilson, who filed a lawsuit against Brett Hankison and the LMPD last October, calling Hankison a dirty cop with a vendetta. Drew Gardner has the story.
And he
to do the same thing and ask God to continue to water us all.
Listen up. Speak, brother. We came out here the other day, and the reason why we've been marching, as y'all can see, as we march, we get more and more numbers. We came out here the other day. Hey, check this out. Check this out, y'all. Check this out. We came out here the other day, and we had a powerful protest. But I want y'all to say, because the only reason why we out here is for one reason. We won't, because it's not in the police department's hands no more. It's in the feds' hands, which is these people here. We want them to do one thing. Do your job. 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 Do your job.
Of Hamilton Jazz, HAMILTONJAS, Jazz. But hey, Set it up, man. Hashtag Jay-Z set it up, man. Y'all get Jay-Z's attention. I know he's hands-on with this situation. Set it up. The sit-down needs to go down between me and Tamika Mallory. Y'all, man, Jay-Z set it up. I grew up listening, idolizing that man, but at the end of the day, set it up. Real talk needs to be really talked out, so let's set it up. I really want that sit-down with Tamika D. Mallory. Set it up.
Sounds good.
Set it up. I love y'all, and thanks for the interview.
No problem. Peace and blessings.
Yes, sir. Fire emojis.
Make sure y'all drop them fire emojis. All right.
Well, it's because he tried to take away my freedom.
Kendrick Wilson has had several run-ins with LMPD and Officer Brett Hankison and says it's no coincidence. He says his first encounter with Hankison was in March 2016 while leaving a bar in St. Matthews.
When I opened the door to get the girl in the cab, because the Uber we was ready to pull off, he came and pushed the door, slammed the door shut. And I'm like, who is this guy? And basically started pulling the girl.
Wilson says he was unknowingly with Hankison's ex-girlfriend, and that's when his trouble began. Over the next 3 years, Wilson, who owned a barbershop on Bardstown Road, was arrested by Hankison 3 times. In March of 2016, Wilson was charged with assault in connection with a bar fight. That charge was later dismissed. In June of 2018, he was arrested on charges of trafficking, tampering with physical evidence, and resisting arrest. His attorney tells us this case is still pending, but provided this body cam video showing that drugs appear several feet away from where Wilson was standing on the sidewalk in handcuffs. Attorney Rob Eggert says there is no evidence Wilson either possessed the drugs or threw them. Bystanders can be heard in the video saying they watched someone drop the bag on the ground. Months later, in October of 2018, Hankison arrested Wilson again in St. Matthews for criminal trespass and trafficking cocaine. According to the lawsuit and court records, those charges were dropped less than 2 months later after lab tests for drugs came back negative. In October of 2019, Wilson details another incident.
Not only have I been falsely arrested, my business has been taken away from me. My house has been raided. I was slandered in my neighborhood. I just bought my house a year ago. You know how many cops pulled up at my house? They took me out in front of my business, in front of all my customers, had me in handcuffs.
According to Wilson, police said they were searching his home, car, and barbershop for drugs. A barbershop Wilson owned for 3 years, where even the mayor had visited.
They came and got me at Ford. They had cops all in Ford's parking lot. The whole Ford Motor Company was talking about this. They had cops all in their parking lot. They got me. Then you know what they did? They took me to my barbershop, made me unlock my door, which I don't think they had permission to do that. They made me do that, made me unlock my door, took me in my barbershop. Cops pulled up front and back, K9 dogs, all in my shop. You know what they found? Nothing.
Wilson tells us his experiences with police inspired him to join protesters in downtown Louisville.
If you look at me down at the protest, I'm cussing, I'm screaming, I'm yelling because I'm furious. When I was in his car, I was cussing, screaming, I was yelling because I was furious. But listen to the words that I was saying to him. I told him he's a dirty cop. I told him he's gonna pay for this. I told him I'm gonna bring him down. And he laughed and giggled. Laughed and giggled.
He now has a message for police officers who know and work with Officer Brett Hankison.
You people who are with the badge on, y'all are a part of what Brett's doing. And if y'all don't want to be associated with that and y'all don't want to be labeled bad cops, then come out and talk. And you guys need to turn on him. Quit protecting the shield and the badge. This is no longer a brotherhood.
Drew Gardner, WLKY News.
I'm extremely skinny. Look at me, y'all. Y'all know I've always been pretty fit. I've been, pretty straight. But I probably weigh like 145 now because it's bad. What they do to me in here is bad, y'all. I can't really speak too much on it because, it's going to be a lawsuit and all that. But just know they've done me bad. And make sure all of y'all
they say they love
call
you.
up the bullet count. I love y'all too, man. Shout out to Team Fire Emoji, man. Make sure y'all all call up to Bullitt County Jail tonight and ask them when are they going to release the video of what happened to me today, and will it be made public? And somebody call the news and let them know.
I heard how
Tell them what happened to you before the phone hang up.
They was doing stuff to him.
They basically poisoned me today, and so when they
Civil rights
poisoned me,
violated.
they tried to get it in my mouth, but they got it in my eye, and I clocked out. I pretty much clocked out on them because they wouldn't let me rinse the poison out my eye. And they intentionally did this, and this is on camera. The guy got caught. But make a long story short, it turned into a pretty epic event where it led to blood being all over my ceiling and blood being on every single cinder block in my cell. My blood, I would add, is blood everywhere. But at the end of the day, Wave 3, WHAS 11, Fox 41, whoever else, 32 for you, they all need to request
Take them in this
this
post.
video and try to figure out what happened. Yeah, they need to figure out what happened, because here's the thing, y'all. Don't y'all, I find it a tad bit odd that in the beginning, all of the news was posting me all on their channels, even TED Talk. TED Talk tried to get a hold of me, but Ashley Hillman was my attorney, and she turned down TED Talk, and I wanted to talk to TED Talk. But all of these people, CNN, all of these newses and stuff was getting a hold of me, right? And Ashley Hillman was turning them down, telling me not to talk. But I talked to all of our local news, okay? And now the local news has turned their back on me. So the local news, they painted a target on my back, and they made it like they was going to tell my story, but they only told y'all 10% of the story and then never finished the story. I think it's kind of unfair that Wave 3 did that to me, and WHAS 11, 32 for you, Fox 41. They never completed the story. They never even told y'all that I beat those charges that Hankison tried to put on me, and I beat all the cases. And they never told y'all what happened with my federal lawsuit and why it happened. I think y'all need to call the news and ask them, when are y'all going to finish up the story? My story is big time, y'all. It's big time. And on top of that, what's happened to me in Bullitt County Jail is what you call the Ku Klux Klan Act. I need y'all to know this. Judge Porter and Judge Barris are the judges out here at Bullitt County. Porter and Barris. There's only two of them. So one of those judges had to sign the warrant for Brett Hankison, Luke Fine, Cole Gibson, and Manley, and the rest of them who came out to my house. It was over 30 police officers who hit my house. They had, one of the judges in Bullitt County had to sign that warrant. Now, I'm in both of those judges' courtrooms right now, being judged in both of their courtrooms. So what does that tell you? This is all a setup, y'all. This is all a setup. They're trying to keep me because they don't want that federal lawsuit to get opened back up because they know I'm going to appeal it. Because my lawyers that I had, Sam Aguiar, Ashley Hammond, Annie Mocha, they purposely did not enter any of the evidence. So when you look at my federal lawsuit, there's no evidence there because they didn't enter any of it. And also, Ashley Hammond, she left out a lot of detail as far as what Brett Hankison and them had done to me. Now, here's the question. We got to figure out if Julia is really, just on some trying to get me locked up and took this money, or if Julia really
All right.
Listen up, listen up. Speak, brother. We came out here the other day, and the reason why we've been marching, as y'all can see, as we march, we get more and more numbers. We came out here the other day. Hey, check this out. Check this out, y'all. Check this out. We came out here the other day, and we had a powerful protest. Listen up. Speak, brother. We came out here the other day, and the reason why we've been marching, as y'all can see, as we march, we get more and more numbers. Listen up. Speak, brother. We came out here the other day, and the reason why we've been marching, as y'all can see, as we march, we get more and more numbers. We came out here the other day. Hey, check this out. Check this out, y'all. Check this out. We came out here the other day, and we had a powerful protest. But I want y'all to say, because the only reason why we out here is for one reason. We want, because it's not in the police department's hands no more. It's in the fans' hands, which is these people here. We want them to do one thing. Do your job. 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 Oh my God. Oh my God. Hey, y'all. Hey. Did I not tell them people to leave me alone? Did I not tell those people to leave me alone? So what's going on tonight? I had a situation with Chris Will. And then y'all said Bruce and Miss Rose and Chris Will are on the live talking shit about me, right? Is that what's going on? So I got to handle Bruce, Chris Will, and Miss Rose all in the same night? I don't even care about Miss Rose, y'all. But since the topic tonight is Kendrick, Bruce, Miss Rose, and Chris Will, watch this. Pinky, this is for you, all right? So the topic is Bruce, Kendrick, and Miss Rose tonight, right? Kendrick, Bruce, and Miss Rose is the topic tonight, right? Now, who they talking about in this video? Somebody tell me who Miss Rose is talking about in this video. She gonna say his name.
Put some voodoo on you bitches. Cause yeah, did you get a check, Chris Will? Yeah. For getting something this ass bitch. Cause you didn't sleep in one motherfucking tent. Not one motherfucking night. Fuck you and Firm, you raggedy bitch.
Fuck who?
Chris.
What's the name of Chris Will's organization? Firm. Is that Miss Rose? Is that not Bruce? Who she say fuck? Oh, they on live together talking about me. Watch this, y'all.
And yeah, I'm gonna put some voodoo on you bitches. Cause yeah, did you get a check, Chris Will? Yeah. For getting something this ass bitch. Cause you didn't sleep in one motherfucking tent. Not one motherfucking night. Fuck you and Firm, you raggedy bitch.
Ooh.
Chris,
Damn, they talking about Chris? Damn. I ain't even gonna let the whole thing play, y'all. Because that's custom right there. That's that sweet chin music. Damn, Chris, they said, fuck you and Firm, you raggedy bitch. Miss Rose talk bad. Hold on. Y'all said Bruce was talking about me? Y'all said Bruce was talking about me? Hold on. This is for... hold on.
Wisdom.
Hold on. What's her name, Bruce?
Nah.
What's her name?
Wisdom. Nah. Try again. Who is Wisdom? I know Miracle. That's who you said I was fucking. You said I was fucking and raping girls under the tent. I know Miracle. A girl that's 16 years old, 17, go to high school. I tell her to do her homework every morning. She goes to Breeway. Why not pick up and watch her? Let her ride with me. Why not put her in my truck, take care of her, and watch her? Me as a black man, what I'm supposed to do. A teenager on Breeway, on the street, with a, you know what I'm saying? What adults supposed to be doing. Why not? I'm guilty of that.
What's
I'm not
this?
bringing him in.
What's that? Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. So let me explain this video. I had got news that there was some little girls out there and they was getting fucked on and they was fucking these little underage girls, right? So I found out that one of the little underage girls was in the car with Bruce all the time, right? We had video proof of this, right? He knew about the video proof. So he went ahead and admitted. He claims that he was picking the little girl up and taking her to school. And he said, why not? When there was a lot of women down there, why would this grown-ass 42-year-old man be picking up his little teenage girl? Read between these lines, y'all.
Nah. Try again. Who is Wisdom? I know Miracle. That's who you said I was fucking. You said I was fucking and raping girls under the tent. I know Miracle. A girl that's 16 years old, 17, go to high school. I tell her to do her homework every morning. She goes to Breeway. Why not pick up and watch her? Let her ride with me. Why not put her in my truck, take care of her, and watch her? Me as a black man, what I'm supposed to do. A teenager on Breeway, on the street, with a, you know what I'm saying? What adults supposed to be doing. Why not? I'm guilty of that. I'm not bringing him in.
Y'all heard it out of his own mouth. The nigga said he's guilty of that. Y'all know what he's guilty of? Them niggas was down there fucking on them little girls, y'all. Fucking on them little girls. And they all trying to stick together because they like, oh, if we stick together, we can get away with this shit. They ain't gonna get away with it, y'all. They not gonna get away with it. I promise you. They're not gonna get away with it, y'all. I got the shit coming out of Chris Will's own mouth. It was some of y'all partners. Because, see, Chris Will, he was involved. Yeah, we actually got the little girls, y'all. Yeah, the little girls, yeah, we got them, y'all. We got the little girls telling their names. Actually, the little girls clearing up the names because you know there's a mix-up between Chris Wells and Chris Wills. Oh, wait until you hear these little girls. Oh, they clearing up the names, y'all. These niggas is sick. That's why I have zero respect for these niggas. Y'all used to wonder why they be down that Breeway all day, every day. Oh, they was down there getting everything they ever wanted in life. All the drugs and raping little teenage girls. Fucking on them, y'all. Disgusting. 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 Oh, yeah, hold on. I'll let y'all hear it. We just getting started. I'm just trying to let you know that, like, they can talk all they want to, but they have nothing for me. I operate with facts. I would destroy them by letting you hear what comes out of their own mouth. I don't even have to talk no more, y'all. I feel like releasing the package, but I'm not, because I know that's what they try and get me to do. Nope. It's chess, not checkers. Nope. Chess, not checkers. Hold on, y'all. Shit's sick. Shit's too easy for me. Shit's too easy. That nigga said, I know wisdom. I mean, I said, who is wisdom? Because he ain't got none. That nigga said, I know miracle. Dummy. Just dumb. It's too easy, y'all. Y'all want to hear it? Pink A! Y'all drop some fire emojis if y'all want to hear it come out of Chris Will's mouth. Remember the rape shit? Remember the rape shit, y'all? Remember I told y'all about the rape shit? Twin came on her and confirmed it. Watch this, y'all.
I'm not around. Y'all like, yeah, Kendrick, he's really down there drugging and raping women, knowing y'all lying, knowing it was some of y'all partners. Yeah. Yeah, it was some of y'all partners.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it was some of y'all partners. Yeah, and I'm the one who took the girls to Shamika, got their information, and walked them into the police station. So what the fuck kind of nigga does that make me to rape and drug a woman, multiple women, and then walk them into the fucking goddamn police station?
Oh.
Myself.
Oh.
You niggas is goofballs, bro.
It was who?
Yeah.
Who was it? Who was it?
I'm not around.
He deleted this live, y'all.
I'm not around. Y'all like, yeah, Kendrick, he's really down there drugging and raping women, knowing y'all lying, knowing it was some of y'all partners. Yeah. Yeah, it was some of y'all partners. Yeah. Yeah, it was some of y'all partners. Yeah, and I'm the one who took the girls to Shamika, got their information, and walked them into the police station. So what the fuck kind of nigga does that make me to rape and drug a woman, multiple women, and then walk them into the fucking goddamn police station? Myself. You niggas is goofballs, bro. But yeah. Oh yeah, you niggas gonna hate me tonight. You guys to know that you niggas is gonna hate me tonight, dog. Y'all niggas is gonna hate everybody.
This is the day that I had so much facts and evidence and my live was popping because I brought the girls on. Some of the girls who allegedly been raped and all that stuff. And these niggas started snitching on each other. So when he's saying, y'all gonna hate me tonight, he talking about Breeway.
He talking about Bruce and he talking about D-Gerd and all these niggas. Oh, I had them all calling my phone, begging me not to release shit. Y'all listen to him.
I'm not around. Y'all like, yeah, Kendrick, he's really down there drugging and raping women. Knowing y'all lying. Knowing it was some of y'all partners. Yeah. Yeah, it was some of y'all partners. Yeah. Yeah, it was some of y'all partners. Yeah, and I'm the one who took the girls to Shamika, got their information and walked them into the police station. So what the fuck kind of nigga does that make me to rape and drug a woman, multiple women, and then walk them into the fucking goddamn police station? Myself. You niggas is goofballs, bro. But yeah. Oh yeah, you niggas gonna hate me tonight. You guys to know that you niggas is gonna hate me tonight, dog. Y'all niggas is gonna hate everybody. Everybody hates Chris. Everybody hates Chris. Season 99, nigga. What's up, nigga? Back. Yeah, soon as that bitch go live, bro. So I was telling y'all to like this video and share it, because I know, I ain't got no friends on this new page, but I just had to talk some shit today. Motherfucking detective called me. You coming in for questionable? I'm not coming in for a goddamn thing.
Oh,
and
shit.
Who's my accusers? I have a right.
Oh, shit. How'd he beat this case? Detectives called him in for questioning? Damn, hold on.
Oh, yeah, you niggas gonna hate me tonight. You guys to know that you niggas is gonna hate me tonight, dog.
Who'd he snitch on?
Y'all niggas is gonna hate everybody. Everybody hates Chris. Everybody hates Chris. Season 99, nigga. What's up, nigga?
What?
I'm back. Yeah, soon as that bitch go live, bro. So I was telling y'all to like this video and share it, because I know, I ain't got no friends on this new page, but I just had to talk some shit today. Motherfucking detective called me. You coming in for questionable? I'm not coming in for a goddamn thing, nigga. And who's my accusers? I have a right to know and to know my accusers. Who the fuck done went down there and wrote an affidavit? And what proof do they have that I done drugged and raped any woman? I want their name right now so I can draw the papers up right now and sue their wig off. Sue both of their eyebrows off. Bitches ain't gonna be able to fucking even thread them bitches. Ain't gonna have no goddamn eyelashes or nothing stressing after they play with me. Every time you clock in, bitch, it's gonna say, yep, you gotta pay this to Chris in 2 weeks. I'm not playing with you, bitches. Be on his page and do all that goofy shit and report all my shit or whatever. I know how to play the game down. Just don't cuss y'all out. Just don't cuss y'all out.
He know how to play the game, y'all. He know how to play the game, but he on there cussing them out.
Y'all like,
hey, y'all.
He's really down there drugging and raping women, knowing y'all lying, knowing it was some.
Hey, out their own mouth, y'all. Drums, please. Hey, y'all. Hold on. Y'all want to see what y'all want to see? Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I ain't even gonna show Lil Shorty right now. I ain't gonna show Lil Shorty. I don't want to drag her in, y'all. I got so much shit, y'all. But look, y'all, these people don't stand a chance, man. They don't stand a chance. Y'all want to know why these niggas get away with all these charges and shit now, all this dirt they done did? Because everything I know about them, the police know about them too. Because them niggas is certified rats now. They rats, man. Certified rats, you hear me? Damn. Hold on, y'all. Damn. David Maurer. Damn, what happened to all these cases, y'all? Damn. David Maurer representing everybody. I wonder if he did a good job with these cases, y'all. Damn. What happened to all these cases, y'all? Damn, Miss Rose. Damn. Woo-wee. What happened to all these cases, y'all? Turn them all into snitches. Damn. Woo. Oh, my God. That nigga represent the whole world. Guard. C-Tez. Guard, is that your case number? Guard, what happened to your case? Guard. Boy. Damn. Not Star. Guard.
Who's your attorney? This nigga? What in the FOP? Hold on, man. Hold on, man. Is this the? Hold on, y'all. Let me turn this shit up. Is this thou lawyer?
I have a police administration degree from U of L, University of Louisville. My last year of undergrad, first year law school, I was a small city policeman in Eastern Jefferson County.
Damn!
My own brother is a retired United States Capitol policeman.
That's a
One of
fed.
my best friends for years and years was a high-ranking member of the Louisville Division of Police.
The police chief?
When I was in law school, I was hired as a law clerk by a small law firm that had a contract at the time with the old LPD as a legal advisor. They hired me because of my law enforcement education and background.
Damn!
When I graduated, I went to work for them, with them. I worked on that contract with LPD for a couple of years until they started hiring in-house legal advisors.
Damn!
I was a attorney for one of our local smaller departments, not LPD, Shively.
Damn!
I was an FOP attorney for a number of years.
Shaq Bark, what up?
I was a city attorney for a small city in Western Kentucky for several years, represented their police department. They have a fine police department. Their chief is one of the most honorable police officers I've ever met.
Damn!
I support law enforcement 100%.
Damn.
I back police 100%.
Damn, but do you back these people? What about these people? Do you... Who do you back? Do you back these people? Who do you back? Who is he backing? Damn, is that you, D-Gerd? Damn, what'd he do for your case, D-Gerd? Damn! Damn! This nigga got the whole goddamn docket sheet. Oh! Oh! Bow, 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 bow. Damn! Look at all these damn cases. Is that you, Bruce? Damn! Man, these niggas, man, what happened to all these cases? Tell these niggas to put a video. Man, I'm gonna go get the videos, y'all. I'm about to go get the videos on all this shit. I'm about to go spend some more money, y'all. I'm about to go waste some money. I'm gonna show y'all what happened in court, y'all. I'm gonna go get all these goddamn plea bargains and plea deals and stipulations to probable cause and all that shit. I'm about to go get it. Oh my God. How many damn cases did this man David Maurer represent? Lord have mercy. Damn. Lord have mercy. Whoa. That nigga was representing cases. Oh my God. Is that Jazz? Not Jasmine. Damn. Oh, hell no. Man, how many cases did this man represent? Oh my God. I told them niggas leave me alone, man. I don't know what's wrong with these niggas, man. What's wrong with them, y'all? Oh. Y'all want some more? Y'all want some more? Y'all want me to tell y'all about inmate A526028? Who knows who inmate A526028 is? Damn! See, y'all ain't never heard nothing about this story right here, huh? See, they be trying to tear down everybody's credibility and take shots at people's family and shit. Well, what about Brett Hankison's brother? What about his brother? Sex offender. Damn! I told these niggas to leave me alone. What?
Damn, I can sue Sam Aguilar off the back of this. No, I'll save it. Oh my God. Is that the phone records? Damn. Kenneth Walker, what was you doing right before Breonna got killed? I don't know. Let's look at the phone records. Oh, that nigga love him some porn. What in the... Kenneth Walker is sick. Let's see. Right before Breonna got killed, you was watching beautiful gangbangs. Hold on. Let me clean the camera so the people can see that shit. Right before Breonna got killed, this nigga Kenneth Walker was watching beautiful gangbangs, interracial porn. What, Kenneth? This is your phone records, buddy. Hot sex live shows. Pornhub junkie. Damn, this nigga broke my record. All this is right before Breonna got killed. Look at the times. Oh my God. He was having a full-fledged jack-off section. I guarantee you there was no lotion left in the apartment. I got the bombshell evidence, you sick motherfucker. He was jacking off all damn day. Just jacking off. He's a jack boy. You fucking jack boy. Interrelation. What is it? Interracial gangbangs. Is that what you into? That nigga Kenneth. Oh, they gonna have some interracial gangbanging on your ass when you get in there. Oh, they got your interracial gangbang, buddy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man, these niggas, man. Damn, she tells what was going on in Hankison's phone and you right before. I already showed that. Okay. Kenneth Walker is a hero. That's what they said. All right, let's read. Like Rob Egger would say, let's read. Let's read. What's this nigga Kenneth talking about? Oh, it's the police shit, y'all. It's that shit they done deleted offline, y'all. They don't want y'all to see this shit right here. Metro Police Department. What in the cell phone? What in the snake shit is going on right here? This shit right here, nigga. Oh my God. What in the snake shit is Kenneth Walker doing? $40 bags of weed. Oh my God. They caught the nigga red-handed, but he's walking around this bitch. I got so much shit. All that shit that they thought. Oh, Sam Aguilar. I got the bombshell evidence. And I got video records of these niggas all saying who they support and who they stand with. Y'all want to see the stupidest shit ever? Look at this stupid shit. Hold on, y'all. Y'all want to see the stupidest shit ever? Watch this stupid shit, y'all.
What y'all doing, man? What's up? Hey, what up, G?
Stupid.
What up, Kitty? What up, Sherry? What up, Mike? What up, G? What up? I love all y'all. What up, my queens? And shout out to all my kings, man. What's goody, Nate?
stupid. Watch this stupid shit.
Hey, man, I'm loving this, man. You see, in life, hey, I learned something. Listen, y'all.
Good night,
in
Taylor.
Life, people, the real them will come out. No telling when, but the real them will come out. And when it come out, it'll shock you. You will be amazed. But you got to be prepared for it. Yes, they still are. Yeah, they still are. Just
watch this, y'all.
You feel me? But they still are. Ain't nothing changed. Like I share this video, y'all. Some stuff. Bow, 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 bow. Stay focused, bro. You was up there putting your life on the last second. Just, hey, I appreciate that, Troy. I love you, bro. Yeah. What up, Matthew Bird? What up, King? What up, everybody? Hey, man, I mean, you. Y'all know it's the. It's the. It's me. It's me. Mario. I'm the one. Like and share this video, man. Need everybody tune in, man. Yeah. Hey. We still out there, man. It's day what? It's day 2. Day like 260, man. We still protesting, man. Day 2060 going crazy like shit. I need 100 viewers, man. Hey, I appreciate it. Bow, 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 bow. I just found the way. Hey, y'all. All right. Hey. Put black. Hey, you better know it. Hey, like, give me 100 viewers, y'all. Where you at? Give me 100. Hey, I just found the way. Dudes over. Hey, man, I do this, y'all. Quit playing with me. Put some respect on the bow. I'm Big Bow. I'm the big gorilla. Hey, man, I've been feeling like, hey, man, I don't know what I've been on lately, but hey, man, I gotta get my gorilla. Hey, I'm the big dog.
Oh. Oh. Yo, what up, good people?
This is Dagan.
I think there's some niggas right there that's trying me.
What's the slogan for the summer? Let's go.